Okay, Mario once again with MI Microflight, and I am disassembling this frame here. You've seen this Go-Kart uh, frame attachment, if you will, to the hoverboard that I had in front here. And I was using these footrests to maneuver maneuver and control the hoverboard, while sitting. So after having built a few go-karts in various configurations, I decided to just go back to the standard um, steering type go-kart frame and bypass this setup right here. Um, I will probably keep this, or maybe sell this, to somebody who wants to play around with this setup here. I mean, it works, but it's for me it's too uncomfortable sitting there and trying to control this. So I decided not to go that route after all, and just keep my go-karts with the separate wheels and separate speed controls, or taking the electronics from here and putting them on a plate, so that I can maneuver it with my hand on the side of the go-kart or in front of it. So that's the other option. But having this pivoting here, and while you're maneuvering this with the feet, is not number one, it's not safe, um, and it's very a little bit cumbersome. You've seen those chairs. If you've been watching some of these videos, people put these things and they have these long chairs on top. You can probably feel a little more comfortable sitting on top. I didn't want to have a chair on top, and so I did this low profile, and that's the reason for those footrests that I did here. I welded this setup here so that you can attach this to this. I found out that there's another company that actually was selling footrests, for the hoverboard. So it's not my in my opinion, it's not a very good way to maneuver the go-kart. It's an attachment, just for fun in the backyard maybe. But if you want to ride this in the park, and you want to have a little more control and safety, mainly, a little more safer control. Nothing beats having the control right at your hands. Having something solid attached to the linkages to the front wheels. So I decided to do that, and that's where I'm at now. In my other video, or I should say in my previous video, I talked and showed this setup right here. I just painted these. They need a little touch up here because I had some marker lines there, some markings, but it's not really bad. I mean, I can leave it like that and just let it cure, fully cure. This is my spindle axle for the front end. It's got the arm already for the linkage, or the tie rod, which will be something like this, but a little bit longer. These I bought them short because I was going to maneuver the whole hoverboard, pivoting on the center bolt, which I decided not to do it anymore, as I just mentioned in this video. So I'm going to go with the standard way of controlling this. I am waiting for some 3D prints that are printing a die so that I can do my bow tie press on these aluminum, not aluminum, but it's on this conduit. And so that bow tie press is what allows this to be engaged in line with this bolt right here. And so it's pressed because these have dents here, so that you can't just shove the tubing all the way in there. So this has got to be pressed, and it's got to be done in a certain way. So I'm 3D printing some new dies, because my older die finally gave out after, I don't know, maybe I did a few dozens of these tubings pressing, and I actually revamped that die and made it better. And so it's I'm waiting for the die is done. What I'm waiting for is these jigs, which I also reprinted, that allow you to put a slit here on these on the tubing before you press that bow, what I call the MIA bow press, or bow end on the this EMT tubing. and you got to slit it like that. It's got to be drilled with a hole here, so that when the die comes in with it's pressed, it's got the center guide is a pin there, so that it's able to compress this in a bow tie shape, so that it fits inside these two this connector here, the two plates, top and bottom. And, you can see that how that is right there, so it fits in there and engages with this bolt right here. I talked about this in some other videos, so I'm just going to leave it at that. This right here, my front end is going to have these connectors, maker pipe connectors. It's going to be like that. The bar is going to be here. I don't have the bar here, but it's in my shop, which is it's just waiting for that die to finish so that I can make the slits. And like I said, put those bow shape ends, pressings on the ends, and that'll allow that bar to remain fixed horizontally in line, with these two connectors, which form the support for these spindles, front wheel spindles. So this will be my just a regular, spindle control via the steering bar or wheel. This can be a wheel also, and this will be kind of similar to what I have here. As you can see, I have this set up here. So yeah, I am in the process of dismantling this, and I'm going to actually paint this. Same thing as those other bars, the red. So it looks really, really spiffy, really nice. And then this will probably change right here, because I'm no longer going to have this center pivot here. I'm going to have this bar. It's going to be the full, the full length right here. It's going to be connected like that. And at the end over here, we're going to have this right here, with each spindle on each end right here, so that we have regular wheels controlling that. As far as the drive, I'm going to have to rethink about that, how I'm going to drive these wheels, because this is just once again, it's EMT tubing conduit that has a bolt, 5/8 bolt pressed into the inside of the ends here and welded, and so that allows each wheel to pivot independently. So it's just an axle with almost like a just a regular kart wheel setup. So I'm going to either have to put some kind of a drive to the real wheels, change that a little bit there, that geometry and assembly, or put the front wheels, make the front wheels my drive wheels with the similar wheels to these guys that are right here. The only thing with that is that I'm going to have all these connections at the front, but the wheel will be pivoting so that I can steer it just like a regular go-kart. So that's where I'm at right now. And I was pondering on this for a couple of days. It's like, do I want to keep this set up here? And this was not. I was fighting it. I was trying to keep this set up here, on the pivot with these footrests, but I'm going, this it's so uncomfortable, and to have this right here, I may as well just do the individual steerable front end with the regular tie rods to the control or steering wheel. So I decided on that once again, just from a safety and comfort level. So next video, I think this will be painted and reassembled. I'm also going to see if I can lower the angles here. I wanted to put this on my bender and kind of make these bends not so defined, so I'm going to remove some of this curvature here so that it sits a little bit lower. So this sits a little bit lower, and I don't have to use these extenders here, to raise the back, so that this portion right here clears the ground. So this is probably going to have to be I'm going to have to flatten this out by I don't know, a couple inches, so that I can just connect this right here. It'll be a lot easier, if I just connect it there. And the same thing at the front, for the front, for this front tube that supports the spindles. So that's where I'm at right now. This right here is actually this is not a maker pipe connector. This is a connector that I got from Amazon. It's designed for 1-inch tubing. If you buy the 3/4 inch, the one that says for 3/4 inch tubing, it's not going to work, according to some of the comments that that are, you know, at the under description and under customer reviews. So I ended up buying the one that's for 1 inch. Actually, this works kind of similar to these. Um, Not as good as these work directly with the empty tubing, but this you have to put some kind of a filler in there. And so what I did is I took some heat shrink tubing, heavy duty heat shrink tubing. I inserted that, and that is clamping this quite well here. And I bought this basically because I ran out of these guys here, and considering the cost of these guys here, they went up in price quite a bit. I got a bunch of these, you know, a lot cheaper, and just for this connection here, you know, that's why I bought it for, you know, so that I can do this connection here, which you see it's coming out really nice there. Um, and so yeah, for connections like this, it works. If you just use this on the tubing like that, it's you know, it's going to be it's going to be a loose. You're going to have to build up, like I said, that tubing in order for these clamps to work, to really clamp on the tubing. They are, you know, they're designed for 1 inch, it says, you know, in the description, but I think these are actually metric, being they come from China, so I think this is done for metric piping, but they just, you know, approximate it to 1 inch. So that's the only thing, you know, between the difference between this and this. There is a slight difference in thickness between this type of connector here, between that and say the 45 connectors, or just the standard ones. The maker pipe uses, I believe, 1/8 inch 1/8 inch steel, which is these things are solid. They're super solid. That's why I like these maker pipe connectors. This is not as this is probably 3 millimeter, and yeah, I would say this 3 millimeter, because, you know, that's the metric standards. You know, 3 millimeter. You know, they go with 1, 2, 3 millimeters, and half a millimeters. So what materials come in thicknesses, as opposed to the American standards, which are more like, you know, 1/8, 3/16, quarter-inch, stuff like that. So, but these are not bad, like I said, for this connection here. And you know, I may use these in some other projects as well, because you know, I did get I think 10 for $20, which is about $2 for a pivoting, and these are pivoting too. If you buy a pivoting setup, you know, from maker pipe, it's going to cost you a little more money, but this is a much beefier, you know, connector. You know, so it just I thought I'd point these differences here. It's not that I'm favoring these over these. But I just wanted to point the difference there, in how I'm, you know, and the reason why I'm using this here. It's just I didn't have enough of these, and I don't want to wait, you know, for another shipment of these guys here. But eventually I'll end up buying more of these. The other thing with these connectors is they no longer come in black, unfortunately. They're making them just like, you know, this just natural steel tone or color. So that's the other thing. You know, I guess they decided, you know, maybe to save a little money in the coating of these parts. You know, because these are, I believe these things are powder coated. I think that's how they do these steel parts. You know, powder coating is a much better process than just painting them. So so yeah, that's the main difference from these two. But you know, as you can see, it worked out really well for this setup right here, and I think it'll work out with similar setups, you know, just as I have it here, provided that this tube, this is a 0.947, I think it's the actual outside diameter. It's not that 3/4. And so, you know, and this connector is designed for 1 inch pipe, so you got to make up that difference, you know, with a sleeve like I have it here, and so that's working out. So anyway, this is where I'm at. I thought I'd capture another video today. It's Memorial Day, so I thought I'd put a little more time here. Yesterday I got a little bit lazy and I didn't do much, you know, because I wanted these parts to. I painted these parts the night before, and I left them, you know, in the sun, you know, so they can cure. And I think I'm going to put this right back in the sun, so it'll continue curing. The more this cures, the better, the more it resists scratching or scraping. So anyway, that's my That's my C-spindle, as you can see. Pretty nice little part there. All welded, ready to go. Mario, once again, stay tuned for the continuation of this project here.